students and other viewers, this is Yeteta TV from Morogoro, Tanzania. In front of you is Madam Csee Mkini, a history teacher. And our today's lesson, I'll be presenting to you on how to answer the short answers question, a brief answers from CSEE question number 3. And our today's question, we are going to see on how to answer the question appeared in 2020. As I said, question number 3, and the question demands short answers. The question was read as, briefly answer the following questions. Briefly answer the following question. Roman 1, differentiate between the tools made and used during the Stone Age and the Late Stone Age. Roman 2 was read as, how medicine stimulated the interaction among the African people. Roman 3, how did the people along the coast of East Africa use their natural environment to make salt? Roman 4, why did Portugal lead the search for the sea route to India? Roman 5, how did Asian goods reach Europe before the sea route was discovered by the Portuguese in 15th century? And Roman 6, why Karl Peters is regarded as an important person in the history of Tanganyika. Now we are going to see on how to answer this question. As we read, we have 6 items, and each item demands the students to answer very shortly. Now we are going to see on the mode of answering the question demanded, which demands short responses. I'm going to remind you on the item number 1, the demands of the item number 1. The candidates demanded to differentiate the tools used between Old Stone Age and Late Stone Age. As we as a historian, we know that Old Stone Age and Late Stone Age are among the stages of Stone Age. Now, the Old Stone Age, tools were crude and heavy, which resulted to poor production, while the Late Stone Age tools were sharper and easy to use, that resulted to high production. The item number 2, it is read as, the candidate demanded to explain how medicine stimulated the interaction among the African people. When we talk about the interaction here, we mean in pre-colonial Africa, how this medicine were the factors. How this medicine is the factor for the interaction among the people in pre-colonial Africa. Now, in pre-colonial Africa, there were special people who termed as the traditional doctors, who were able to identify some tree roots and leaves as medicine to cure different human diseases. Okay. People traveled from different places seeking for treatments, hence stimulated the interaction, because many people met at the same area seeking for different medicines to cure their diseases. Item Roman 3, the item demanded the candidate to explain the ways of obtaining salt to the people who live along the coast of East Africa. We have different ways on how to obtain salt, as we know how people were making salt in pre-colonial Africa. Now, people lived along the coast of East Africa, collected seawater in the pans and left it to the sun to dry. After drying, the salt crystals remained in the pans, and therefore salt was ready for the use. Item number 4. The item demanded the candidates to explain reasons for the Portuguese to search for the sea route to India. How Portuguese search the sea route to India. The Portuguese set the sea route to India at the end of 15th century because the Portuguese were advanced in the sector of navigation. The technology was discovered by King Henry the Navigator. Item number 5. The item required the candidate to explain on how Asian goods reached in Europe before the sea routes was discovered by the Portuguese in the 15th century. It is simply that the Europeans were able to travel to Asia, but the sea routes were not yet discovered. Now, how did they reach in Europe? Now, Asian goods reached Europe through the land routes, where traders from Europe crossed the border of Europe and Asia, specifically India, to obtain goods and turn back to Europe. So they used the land routes. Item number 6, it demands the candidate to state on why Karl Peters is regarded as an important person in the history of Tanganyika. Why Karl Peters is regarded as important person in the history of Tanganyika. He is very important because he signed many bogus treaties with many African chiefs in Tanganyika on behalf of Germany East African Company. Karl Peters signed the bogus treaty with Chief Mangungo of Msovelo, lying to the chief that the treaty was claimed to offer his community, while not. Now, this is the mode which required the candidates to answer shortly